Good Thursday, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Conversations Daily News. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. Well, we made it over the hump, and we're in the home stretch towards the weekend. But of course, you have your news headlines coming up on this Thursday. We have the Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich, and in today's Entertainment Spotlight, you're being part of my conversation with actor Philip Boyd. Enjoy today's program. For Conversations Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with your Thursday headlines. In national news, Rittenhouse murder case thrown into jeopardy by mistrial bid. The murder case against Kyle Rittenhouse was thrown into jeopardy Wednesday when his lawyers asked for a mistrial over what appeared to be out-of-bounds questions asked of Rittenhouse by the chief prosecutor. The judge did not immediately rule on the request. The startling turn came after Rittenhouse, in a high-stakes gamble, took the stand and testified that he was under attack when he shot 3 men, 2 fatally, during a night of turbulent protest against racial injustice in Kenosha in the summer of 2020. "I didn't do anything wrong. I defended myself," the 18-year-old said. In an account largely corroborated by video and the prosecution's own witnesses, Rittenhouse said that the first man cornered him and put a hand on his rifle, the second man hit him with a skateboard, and the third man came at him with a gun of his own. During cross-examination, the prosecutor asked Rittenhouse about whether it was appropriate to use deadly force to protect property. The prosecutor also posed questions about Rittenhouse's silence after his arrest. At that, the jury was ushered out of the room, and the circuit judge loudly and angrily accused the prosecutor of pursuing an improper line of questioning and trying to introduce testimony that the judge earlier had said he was inclined to prohibit. Rittenhouse's lawyer all but suggested prosecutors might be deliberately trying to cause a mistrial because this one is going badly for the prosecution and it wants a do-over. The defense asked for a mistrial with prejudice, meaning that if it is granted, Rittenhouse cannot be retried. When the prosecutor said he was acting in good faith, the judge replied, "I don't believe that." Rittenhouse is on trial for the shootings he committed during sometimes violent protests that erupted in Kenosha over the wounding of a black man by a Kenosha police officer. He could get life in prison if convicted of the most serious charges against him. In more national news, Houston mayor says 3 still in critical condition from Astroworld. 3 concert goers remain in critical condition following a massive crowd surge during a Travis Scott performance that left 8 people dead and hundreds more injured at the Astroworld Music Festival, Houston's mayor said on Wednesday. The mayor did not provide details about the conditions of the fans who have been hospitalized since the rapper's headliner performance last Friday, but the family of a 9-year-old boy who attended the concert with his father has said the child is in medically induced coma after sustaining injuries to his heart, lungs, and brain. Authorities have launched a criminal investigation, but the mayor told city council members during their weekly meeting that it could take some time to determine what caused the deaths at the sold-out festival, which drew some 50,000 attendees. The Houston police chief scheduled a news conference about the investigation. He had not yet held a briefing since Saturday, but released a statement this week confirming that he met with Scott before the show to express his concerns about safety. In more national news, mandates drive up vaccinations at colleges despite leniency. Universities that adopted COVID-19 vaccine mandates this fall have seen widespread compliance, even though many schools made it easy to get out of the shots by granting exemptions to nearly any student who requested one. Facing pockets of resistance and scattered lawsuits, colleges have treaded carefully because forcing students to get the vaccine when they have a religious or medical objection could put schools into a tricky legal territory. For some, there are added concerns that taking a hard line could lead to a drop in enrollment. Still, universities with mandates report much higher vaccination rates than communities around them, even in places with high vaccination hesitancy. Some universities have seen nearly complete compliance, including at state flagship schools in Maryland, Illinois, and Washington, helping them avoid large outbreaks like those that disrupted class a year ago. In business news, U.S. jobless claims dropped a pandemic low of 267,000. The number of Americans applying for unemployment benefits fell to a new pandemic low of 267,000 last week as the job market recovers from last year's sharp coronavirus downturn. Jobless claims fell by 4,000 last week, the Labor Department reported on Wednesday. The 4-week average of claims, which smooths out weekly ups and downs, dropped by nearly 7,300 to 278,000, also a pandemic low. Applications for unemployment aid have been falling mostly steadily since topping 900,000 in early January and are gradually nearing pre-pandemic levels of around 220,000 a week. And finally, in entertainment news, Fox's The Five scores rare win for daytime. NFL takes top. Fox News Channel's primetime lineup gets plenty of attention, but lately, the network's viewers have been drawn to an early bird special. In October, Fox's The Five eclipsed every show on cable news in popularity for the first time ever, the Nielsen Company reported on Wednesday. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. It's now time for the Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich. Mary Ellen, take it away.
Hi, this is Mary Ellen with your Truth of the Day. Worry is a no thing, a nothing. Worry is an extension of fear. It is a learned habit that can be unlearned. Worry is a very draining habit. Yet there are people who think they must consistently worry in order to be a good wife, a good mother, or any type of good person. I am sure many of you know someone who is a chronic worrier. Worry is a self-created state of needless fear. Why are you worried about a situation that hasn't even happened and probably won't happen in the future? Take a good look at anything you worried about in the past. Did worrying about it fix it, change it, or make it better? The good news is you can change it. Instead of worrying, use your imagination to visualize the best outcome. See your worrisome situation bathed in white light with angels guiding the outcome. Today, generate peace and well-being instead of worry. As you go about to, enjoy the day.
Actor Philip Boyd is speaking in today's Entertainment Spotlight, right here on Conversation Daily News. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with Entertainment Spotlight. Recently, Conversation's live radio show celebrated its 800th guest of 2021, actor Philip Boyd. He joined me to talk about the year that's been 2021 and his acting career. Here's a bit of our conversation.
You about that. I mean, we've been able to see you in new projects, of course. I know you have other things that you're working on. What has this year been like for you, Philip, to continue to see all the hard work you put out there paying off for you?
It's been a crazy ride, especially with all the COVID protocols going on with the movie sets and everything that I've been fortunate to be a part of. It's been pretty crazy. I decided that I was going to try to maybe have a home base in Atlanta, and so I started moving some stuff back here in Atlanta in January of earlier this year, right? And then I got booked on a couple of movies back in Los Angeles, so I had to stay out there. But I had shipped everything back, so I was sleeping on an air mattress for a little while. I mean, the life of an actor, right?
Right.
And so, it's just been crazy. Then I went back to Atlanta again, and I got booked on something in San Diego and something in Las Vegas and then in Los Angeles. And so I finally made my way back to Atlanta. I did a small little part in a movie with Dennis Quaid here recently, and I was actually in Hattiesburg, Mississippi recently.
Oh, wow.
Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. We thank you all for tuning in to this edition of Conversations Daily News. Be back with you guys tomorrow to wrap up this week. Until then, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Daily News today. Let's make it a great one.